Hello everyone, I'm CJ Wellerman. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. Now let's get into it. From the moment the United States lost total control of the Middle East in 1979, when the Iranian Islamic Revolution ousted the American puppet regime, both the Pentagon and CIA have used Hollywood as a strategic asset to advance US strategic interests in the Arab and Muslim world, which is why Muslims and Arabs are nearly always portrayed as a people to be conquered, controlled, and civilized. And Hollywood does this by characterizing them as sneaky, scheming, villainous, and violent, while connecting them directly to US national security policies. But new research has shed light on just how deep the level of coordination exists between the US military and Hollywood.
Now these freedom of information requests that have been successful allow us to actually look at that list, and it's stunning.
What we've found is that thousands upon thousands upon thousands of products have been affected and are often rewritten at script level by the national security state in the United States. Do normal people know about that? No, of course they don't.
This synchronicity between Hollywood and the Pentagon works like this. When film producers need actual military hardware as backdrops to their war movies, like aircraft carriers, fighter jets, helicopters, and submarines, they must send a request to the sole proprietor of this hardware, that being the US Department of Defense. But here comes the kicker. The Pentagon grants approval only if the movie paints the US military in a favorable light, which means scripts that narrate US war crimes, CIA regime change plots, or the influence the oil and gas companies have over US foreign policy in the Middle East are almost always rejected. This vetting process is so formalized that even the CIA has a media liaison.
Even the CIA has its own entertainment liaisons. Propaganda researcher Matthew Alford said the agency's influence on movies like Zero Dark 30 and The Recruit has inflated real-world threats and dampened down government malfeasance. Al-Hassan says the film American Sniper is especially damaging to viewers' understandings of the Iraqi people and the US military's role in their country.
This means anytime you watch a movie that features significant US military hardware and/or the Muslim world, you're actually watching a CIA-approved propaganda film produced for the explicit glorification of American empire. And as has been stated many times before, propaganda works most effectively when it can be passed off as entertainment. I mean, nobody's going to pay money to watch a 2-hour advertisement for the US Army, but they will if they don't know exactly what they're watching. In Black Hawk Down, for instance, US soldiers are portrayed as brave and noble warriors fighting against hordes of faceless and dehumanized Somali Muslims. It's a story of American military valor in the face of overwhelming adversity in a foreign land. But what the movie does not show is how US military meddling, arrogance, hubris, and mission creep, along with total rejection from the American occupation, was responsible for the violence that took place during the Battle of Mogadishu. Another example is the movie Argo. The plot centers only on the kidnapping of American diplomats while completely ignoring all of the events that led up to the storming of the US Embassy. If this movie was your only source of information on pre-revolution Iran, then you'd have no idea the CIA overthrew the country's democratically elected government in 1953 to steal Iran's oil wealth from behind the repressive rule of its puppet dictator. In Zero Dark 30, the CIA's criminal torture program is not only whitewashed and justified, but shown to be effective in producing actionable intelligence when in reality it did no such thing.
First of all, the brutality depicted there is very disturbing. Story is that torture does not work. It is hateful, it is harmful, incredibly harmful to the United States of America, and to somehow make people believe that it was responsible for the elimination of Osama bin Laden is, in my view, unacceptable.
See, every Hollywood film is told from the perspective of the American military. It produces films like American Sniper, but never those about an Iraqi family whose sons were killed by American soldiers. Why? Because Hollywood's portrayal of Muslims must synchronize with the strategic aims of American empire.
Fanaticism, violence, etc., always associated with the Arabs, with Islam, and so on and so forth. Arabs are always being killed. They're always associated publicly in the public mind, in the public image, with what is negative and regressive.
That was the legendary post-colonial writer Edward Said. His book Orientalism changed the way the West should think about the Arab and Muslim world. He said Orientalism relies on letting Westerners interact with the Orient, but without ever losing the upper hand. Which is why Muslims and Arabs are victims of what legendary Hollywood critic Jack Shaheen calls the 3B syndrome, a shorthand description for how they're portrayed only as bombers, belly dancers, and oil billionaires, and almost always seen holding a gun or plotting a terrorist attack.
Arabs are the most maligned group in the history of Hollywood. They're portrayed basically as subhumans. If we feel that Arabs are not like us, or not like anyone else, then let's kill them all. Then they deserve to die, right? Where's the mother?
Now, given less than 4% of Americans travel overseas, and given 62% don't have a Muslim friend, it is more than probable a majority of Americans have formed their opinions on Muslims based only on Hollywood-produced movies. This is extremely problematic because when Western audiences hold a negative opinion of the Muslim world, it provides US foreign policy makers with the political capital to launch US-led wars in Muslim lands, which not so coincidentally advances the interests of the Pentagon, the CIA, defense contractors, petroleum companies, and Israel. In other words, you are being radicalized into hating Muslims for the purpose of serving American empire. You may not even know it. Anyway, that's my time for today. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and we kindly ask you please support this endeavor by becoming a member of this show at patreon.com/CJWellman. We can't produce, sustain, and grow this show without your help, and we offer exclusive benefits to those who do. But for now, good night, good morning, wherever you are, and stay blessed.